30 seconds, Sally.
Let's talk. Hello, welcome. I'm Sally Gibney, and this is Let's Talk. Do you believe that Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, they're all right ahead of us? Where does the time go? It goes by so fast. You know, when I was younger, I used to think, when I get older, it's going to slow down. But you know what? It doesn't. It just moves along so fast. You know, we live in a wonderful community, a community where neighbors are reaching out to neighbors all the time and sharing wonderful things, especially during the holiday season. Today, I have a wonderful group of friends here who are going to share with us things that they're doing in the community, things that maybe we could get involved in and volunteer, or maybe things that we could do on our own. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce these wonderful, wonderful neighbors. Give yourselves a hand. This is great. Thank you so much for coming. And first, I'd like to introduce Ed.
Ed Salley. I'm St. Paul's Church. We're doing a Thanksgiving dinner at St. Paul's Church Hall.
And is this on Thanksgiving Day?
On Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
It's absolutely free.
Wow.
The whole community is invited. Interfaith makes no difference.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Oh, that is so. Do people have to make a reservation, or can they just show up?
They should, but come by, we'll squeeze you in.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's so. Now, tell me, how are you pulling all this together, Ed?
Well, we're doing it with volunteers and donations. Volunteers so far are actually. There's more volunteers than reservations.
Wow, isn't that neat? And they're going to have dinner too, aren't they, the volunteers?
Most of them are, yeah. It's just fantastic. The community has just, just amazing.
Now, what sort of things can volunteers do? What are some of the things you're having them do?
Well, they can wait tables, they can cook, they could clean up.
Are people making things at home and bringing them there, or is it all going to be done there?
No, not really, no.
Everything's going to be...
Oh, some people are doing turkeys home, yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, how many turkeys do you think you're going to need?
Well, we have 35.
Wow.
So...
are you stuffing them?
No. But there will be dressing.
Oh, that's great. Now, Donnie Dore used to do the annual Thanksgiving dinner. So this is sort of a...
It's a carryover. Matter of fact, I seen Donnie Dore today, and I invited him and Pat to come, and he seemed very receptive to the idea.
Oh, that's great. That's
so
great.
if he would do that, I think it'd be great.
Now, now I'm thinking about the potatoes and everything, because you're definitely going to have mashed potatoes.
200 pounds.
Oh my God! Are you cooking them there, or again, are people going to be?
They'll be at the church hall.
Wow! And when are you starting? When do you start preparing?
We'll probably start Tuesday. Seriously,
Really?
we'll be peeling potatoes and start cooking Thursday morning, like 6 o'clock, probably.
That's great. Now tell me, what are the seatings? What time are the seatings?
The seatings are at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful. So now, if someone wants to volunteer, Ed, who do they contact, and where do they contact you?
Sally, we have too many volunteers right now.
Okay.
I hate to say, I'm glad to say it.
Yeah.
But
well, you just want them then to come on down.
Come on down and enjoy yourself.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's great.
Like I said, the outreach from the community is, matter of fact, before we even went public with it, I had people asking me,
what could they do?
What could they do?
Oh, that's just a sign of, this is our community.
Oh, it was just
This
great.
is what people do. That's
just
wonderful.
Absolutely great.
And thank you for doing this.
Oh.
Because it was something that needed to be picked up. and you picked up the ball, and here you are.
Father Tom asked me, and I said, sure.
That's so great. Well, we have to thank Father Tom, too.
Father Tom, certainly.
From St. Paul's Church for allowing us to do this there. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. That's great.
Thank you, Sally.
Yeah. And now, Martha, you are?
Hi, I'm Martha Carey, and I run the community food cupboard in Manchester.
Now, Martha, this is a every week is a busy time for you, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And now that the weather is getting cold, we have been just incredibly busy.
Yeah. Have you had an increase in the number of families who are coming to the food cupboard?
We have. Our total number of households that we served for last year was 400, which is the most we've ever done.
Wow.
And already for our year of keeping records starts in October, and already for this year we're almost at 300.
Wow.
So, and that's just in a month and a half.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, I think we don't realize how great the need is.
Oh, absolutely.
And now tell us what we can do as far in the community. What can people do to help you and to help our neighbors through the food cupboard?
Well, we operate solely based on donations, so we are always looking for donations of food, donations of funds to help us keep going. We have a great volunteer staff, and we're always thrilled to have new people come out and see what we do and volunteer or even just visit. We're in the Manchester Town Hall. We're right across from the town clerk's office.
Right.
And we're open on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And people can come see what we do or help us out whenever they like.
People can stuff the shelves and do all that
stock
sort
the
of
shelves. We operate almost like a store.
Uh-huh.
Our clients come in, and we have volunteers who assist them, you know, picking out food, helping them take food to the car, helping carry food. We have a lot of people who are disabled who come in who really need a hand. So we're always welcoming new volunteers.
Oh, that's great. And I know you also accept things for children, don't you?
Yes.
I think this was something when we did the I Matter, You Matter, and we had toys that children had donated, and you were generous enough to accept some of these toys to give to the children.
Yep, we can accept some small toys or books. We've had people in the community who've knitted hats and mittens, and we've been able to give them out to children.
So you really are a resource, you know.
We try to be, you know, we try to be there in a lot of ways for people beyond the grocery bag.
Yeah, which is great. It's really wonderful. Now, you go through Thanksgiving?
Yes, we're open pretty much all year. We close the week of Christmas and New Year's because there are other great organizations in town that take care of that time of year. So we're happy to let them and have a little break.
And have a little break for yourself.
Absolutely, but we are there the rest of the year, rain or shine.
Thank you so much. All you do. It's absolutely wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me tell people about
us. We'd love to have you here. And now, Joe Hurley from the Bart Center.
Hi, Sally. My name is Joe Hurley from the Bart Center. It's an adaptive sports program that works with people with physical and mental disabilities in sports. We've just finished our 10th year, which is a pretty good milestone for us, and you know, we look forward to you know, to continue helping people in the community as well as throughout throughout New England. So it's been quite an adventure.
Yeah, and you really have people of all ages, don't you?
Yeah, we are. Many of our clients are younger, as young as 3, or I say as old as 3, as young as 83. So
I love it.
we've had students say, you know, just because they get up in their up in the years, but they still want to ski, sometimes they may need just a little bit of extra help, and that's okay. We can usually supply that. So. And
now you have volunteers, don't you?
Yeah, our program is run off from volunteers. All our instructors are volunteers, both winter and summer. We have 1 full-time staff person and 1 part-time during the winter time. So volunteering is a big part of our organization. And you know, we know time is in essence for everyone, but you know, trying to help somebody to be able to enjoy a sport that that they love to do.
Which is wonderful. And would you just tell us a little bit about the Wounded Warrior Weekend?
Yeah, we'll be hosting I believe it's our 7th. Like I said, time goes by really fast. Yeah. But I believe it's our 7th Wounded Military Heroes Weekend, where we bring in last year was our biggest. We had 15 soldiers plus their family, a family member. We put them up in host families. We do a dinner for them on Saturday evening. We take and it's an opportunity for them to come and ski or snowboard. It's an opportunity for them to either learn or expand on their skills. And it's just a good time.
It's
for
a
them.
wonderful time. It's a wonderful time, and it's really a fabulous thank you to our servicemen for their service and the sacrifices that they've made for us, which is
everyone that comes has been injured in some form or fashion, whether it's a physical injury like a loss of limb or something in this nature, or it's a PTSD or traumatic brain injury, which many of the soldiers have occurred.
Yeah, it's huge.
And so, yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much for what you do. And people can contact you if they'd like to volunteer or be involved.
Oh, absolutely. Our office is located up at Bromley, so they can reach us through the Bromley switchboard, or they can call us on our own numbers, websites. And we're always looking for volunteers.
That's wonderful. And we will, at the end of the show, I'd like to mention that we will have the list of everyone who's here and their contact information. Phyllis, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm Phyllis Gottdiener, and I chair the steering committee of Neighbor to Neighbor.
Oh, wonderful organization.
Yes, we're really pleased to how we've grown. We also are beginning our 10th year.
Wow.
And we hope to have a celebration this year, a great 10th anniversary.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah, we're really very, very pleased about it. We are friendly visitors. Excuse me.
I love that, friendly visitors. That's beautiful.
We do all kinds of things. We do transportation for many of our clients, for the dentists, for the beauty parlors, for shopping. We either take them with us shopping, or we can do it for them. We also visit them in their homes. Most of them are independent. They live alone. Many do not have any company, family. And we can go and sit with them, play checkers, watch television with them, or in turn take them out.
Just have a cup of tea even.
Yes, as a matter of fact, and they love doing that.
Yeah.
And then we also do have events at least once a month for our recipients, as well as people that do not need transportation. We in turn open up our hearts and events to the community.
Which is really fabulous.
People don't want to be alone all the time, and this way they can interface with others and become very involved with friendships, developments. They meet each other once a month, since we do not have a community house for the seniors. Although we don't limit it only to seniors. If there is someone that is having a problem or had surgery and they need a visit, we will do that, but we don't do any care. Health care.
Anyone can volunteer to help, and from what I understand, it's doesn't have to be a specific time or day or whatever. It can be very flexible.
Very much so. Yes, we reach out to about 11 communities, 11 towns around Manchester. We have an office in Manchester proper.
Do you have any idea how many volunteers you have?
At this moment, I believe we have over 60.
Wow!
And I believe we have 70 recipients, and our administrator, Kate Koss, does the interviewing of phone calls, and she just had some phone calls, and we just added 9 more recipients to our list.
Yeah, I think as we all see, everyone who's here, the need is just growing and growing and growing, and so the opportunity is there to reach out. And it's such a wonderful thing to do.
Yes, we're very excited. And also...
Now, what about the holidays? What are you doing for the holidays?
I was just going to say, we have an event on November 21st, which is for Thanksgiving, where we're having a movie.
Oh, great.
And everyone is invited if they just call the office and just let them know they'd like to come. And on December 21st, I think it is, we do a lot of... work with the younger people as well out of the schools, and we have a choir coming. I think it's 2 choruses actually coming from the Arlington High School.
Oh, neat.
And the youngsters will come and entertain our recipients.
So you're giving children and youth the opportunity to interact with seniors, and that's such a beautiful gift for everyone.
Yes, it is. It's just been wonderful.
For everyone involved.
Everybody enjoys, and volunteers love working with these people, and we're very fortunate to have them.
They've developed such an incredible friendship.
Yes.
It's just
absolutely.
an incredible connection.
And we also, at these events, we serve lunch
Oh,
The volunteers actually put it all together and serve lunch to all the people that come.
which is really so
Yeah,
neat.
and it's also open to men and women, and we also have men and women volunteers.
Which is
that
very
help us
important
out.
because I think there are a lot of men out there who want something to do, something special where they can be involved in the community.
And I might-
this is an opportunity.
Excuse me, but I just would like to add that during the fall and the spring, there are youngsters from school that will come and help these individuals that live alone and cannot do heavy work. Will come and they'll work in the yard, or they'll paint furniture, or paint part of the house, or do all
whatever
kinds of
needs.
groundwork
Isn't that great?
for them. Yes,
So
it's
it's
been
a
wonderful.
gift. It's a gift to everyone involved.
Yes, it certainly is.
Wonderful. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that.
And thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Now, isn't this wonderful? Now, that is just 4 of our wonderful, wonderful guests. We'll be right back with more. We're back. Oh, isn't this wonderful? I am so thrilled to have all of you here. And now I'd like to introduce Linda O'Leary. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Sally. It's nice to be with you today.
Oh, it's so good to have you here.
I'm Linda O'Leary, and I'm the principal of the Wells Village School.
I love that, the Wells Village School.
And it truly is a village school. Our community is so giving and wonderful to us, and certainly the school is a focus of the community. There's a lot of caring that goes on in the town of Wells.
That's so neat. Now, what grades are you?
We're pre-K to 6. We just added our 4-year-olds this year.
Wow.
And it's been a wonderful
Is that
transition.
a full-day program?
2 full days a week for our 4-year-olds. We're hoping next year to add 3-year-olds.
Oh my goodness, that's great. Now, how many children do you have? How many
We have
students?
82 this year from pre-K to 6. So it's a small school, but a lot of family-oriented activities, and we're able to do more than some of the larger schools are, I think.
Because you are like a family.
We truly are.
Which is really wonderful. Could you share with us some of the things, some of the needs that are there, some of the things that are going on in your community?
Sure. We tend to have a needy population, and we have a lot of people who help us out with those things. But in turn, we like to teach the children to give. And most recently, we just finished cards and letters to veterans. Every student in the school, including the pre-K students, made one, and we mailed them down to the Vermont Veterans Home in Bennington. And what they typically do is put them on their trays at lunch on Veterans Day. So it's a reminder that they are appreciated.
Absolutely. You know, that's so important. And I think just to let our troops and our veterans know how grateful we are for the sacrifices they're making.
Absolutely.
You know, for all of us.
Absolutely.
For all of us. And to start the children with that is something they'll always remember. You know, it stays with them. It's not something that goes away. So
Right.
what a gift you are giving to the children as well as to the veterans.
We try to.
Yeah.
So then we have Thanksgiving coming up so soon, and we have a Thanksgiving feast at school, and we include our senior citizens. They're invited to be part of it. And although our cooks do the primary cooking, every class is responsible for something.
Oh,
The
wow.
kindergartners are making pumpkin pies. The pre-K students are making decorations for each of the tables. First grade makes corn muffins, and second grade makes relish, cranberry relish, and it just keeps
just goes
going.
on. Now,
So
when can
everyone
we
has
come?
a part. Everyone has a part in that. We actually celebrate that the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And one of the things that we do as part of that tradition is I take the microphone around, and everyone gets to share something they're thankful for. And many times it practically brings you to tears
I'm sure.
because the children are so intuitive. And so it's a wonderful way to...
And you know, that's another gift that you're giving to the children.
Absolutely.
To allow them to be grateful and to teach them to share that they're grateful. You know, gratitude is so important. So these are wonderful little stepping stones that you're doing for the
Absolutely.
students.
And then the holiday season, we are very fortunate. One of the traditions that's been going on for years and years is that our little Methodist church has a holiday store. And all year long, they collect little trinkets. It can be socks, it can be an ornament, it can be really anything, it will probably almost always be something their parents really don't want or need. But it's always, and they come in and fill up huge tables full of these things, and the children all come in and shop, and they're allowed to buy 2 gifts, and then members of the church are there to wrap. They're all dressed as elves, and they wrap every purchase, and it's 25 cents. If they have 25 cents. If they don't, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And we have music playing, and I don't think any of the gifts ever hit the Christmas tree. I think they go right home and absolutely make whoever it's for, usually their parents, open them right away.
Of course.
And no matter how you try to persuade them into something you think their parents might like, they make up their own minds.
They know.
They do.
Of course they know.
And the parents have wonderful stories to tell about some of the interesting presents they've received.
I'm sure.
But what a gift to our children so that they can feel part of the giving.
Yeah.
And people in the community donate toward the items, and so it's really not a cost.
It's a wonderful, wonderful giving and sharing.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And such wonderful lessons for the children and for the adults as well.
Right.
You know, for their parents and for the teachers, for everybody, just to be a part of it.
Well, there's so many things people can do. Last year, a lady from our community called up and said, how many children do you have in the school? And I told her, and she said, well, I've been making hats. In the winter, I make hand knit hats. And she said, so I'd like to bring you some of them. And so I thought, 5, 6 hats. She got there and she had made a hat for every single child in our school.
Yeah.
So the day before break, they had a candy cane with the hat on their desk, and everybody got a new hat.
Isn't that wonderful? What a wonderful idea. Now that's something simple that somebody can. I mean, 80 is huge, but
right.
not so simple.
I couldn't do that, but I don't.
But
know.
what a wonderful gift.
Right, you
Oh,
just never know.
Yeah. It's
How you can offer something that's really going to make a difference for people.
absolutely. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, Linda, for sharing all of that.
You're
That's
welcome.
wonderful. And now we have Wendy. Hi,
Sally.
Wendy.
Hi, I'm Wendy Herrick. I work at Long Trail School as a counselor there and a teacher.
And a wonderful, wonderful friend.
Yes, and
Nice
I've
to see you.
had the luck of knowing Sally for a while now.
Yeah.
It's a true gift.
But you're such a gift to the students.
Thank you.
That I've
Thank
seen.
you. Yeah.
So tell us about Long Trail.
Okay, Long Trail is an independent school in Dorset, and we are 6th to 12th graders. We have about almost 160 students there. So it's also a small setting, really nice family kind of setting, where there's lots of a strong sense of community.
And a strong a sense of sharing and reaching out.
Yeah, and definitely, the sense of giving and kindness and community is certainly, it's definitely one of our foundations. One of our core values is kindness of spirit and openness and integrity and stewardship, and that's sort of like
And
how
you
we
feel
see
it when you walk into the school.
Yeah, it is a
It's
warm.
there. You can definitely feel it.
And hopefully you'll feel it from our students coming up. So,
Yes,
yeah.
well, they are. So we want to hear about what's going on now there through the holidays. How is Long Trail getting involved?
Okay. Well, do you want me to just talk, Sally, or do you want me to
let them share
pass
as well.
the mic?
Yes, introduce yourselves,
Okay.
Rocky.
This is Rocky. I'll let him introduce.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. I'm Rocky Ye. I'm one of the international students at Long Trail School.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Andrea Amadin. I'm a senior at Long Trail School. Yes.
Yes, and you've been part of this for a long time. How long have you been at Long Trail?
I've been there about 7 years, since 6th grade, and even longer because both my sisters went there. So I've practically grown up at that school.
You have a legacy there.
Yes, I guess you could say that.
Now, I'd like the three of you, who would like to share about what's going on at Long Trail?
Sure. Well, Thanksgiving's coming up, and we always put together Thanksgiving baskets through our advisories and homeroom groups. And they're always like a full basket of Thanksgiving items, turkey, stuffing mix. And I think we put together about 30 baskets all together throughout the whole school, and we send them out to people in need of Thanksgiving dinner.
And you deliver them, don't you?
We do.
Which is so neat. I think the fact that the students are participating in delivering the baskets, not just putting them together, but actually sharing them with the families. That really makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You really get the sense of you're giving something else to the community who's given so much to us, supporting an independent school as us.
Yeah. And don't you find giving makes you feel better than, even receiving?
Definitely.
So Rocky, this must be something for you. How long have you been at Long Trail?
This is my second year here at Long Trail. I originally come from China. I found it's a really different places.
I'll bet it does. So you're becoming really learning about our holidays and our different things that we do.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Holidays.
And the experience about those holidays is really different from when I'm back in China. We have those holidays too in our English classes, but they are really different.
Yeah, well here you have a sense of really, really feeling them.
Oh, exactly. I can really get into those holidays, participate into the events, and really experience everything. That is really cool for me.
Yeah, it must be very interesting for you coming in and looking at it with different eyes, seeing it and having a sense of it.
Oh yes, definitely. So here at Long Trail, I will introduce another event, which is like a cookie events. So what we are going to do is we have. I'm one of the ambassadors in Long Trail. So
we love the ambassadors.
I know you do. They're so nice. So always helping others and representing the school.
They've been a great help to my foundation.
Cool.
Actually.
So the ambassadors will baking cookie in school at Long Trail. And we will pack the chicken into, cookies, into pretty boxes and deliver them into the neighbors of Long Trail schools.
Oh, what a great idea that is. Oh, that's really, really special.
So this is a really cool event.
Yeah,
so
very neat.
I don't think anyone could be helping, but just get ready if there's neighbors of the school, welcome the cookies.
Yes, which is really wonderful.
Yeah.
And Wendy, do you have any other thoughts about Long Trail?
Yeah, well, I mean, we certainly do lots of kindness stewardship throughout the year. You know, it's not just a holiday thing. But another thing that we're doing, we're trying to highlight different core values, different months. So we're highlighting kindness of spirit. Just it's certainly the season, for November and December. So we're just having different kindness events. Hopefully we will have Salley come speak at our morning meeting. We're having people from the community come in and talk about how they spread kindness. We've had one of our middle school history classes is studying different world religions. So they studied Buddhism and Hinduism and so their exercise was how to increase their karma. They had to spread kindness around. So some of them went down and gave high fives at the Shaws in Manchester. Some gave out awesome little compliments at school with a lollipop, and some people wrote like really sweet, dear letters to their teachers. So just kind of in small acts trying to encourage. Which is absolutely wonderful.
And this trickles down. It goes out throughout the whole community, and it reaches so many people. And that's what it's about.
Exactly.
That's really what this is about.
Right, that it doesn't have to be a huge undertaking.
Things.
Right.
And all of us can do that.
That's right.
All of us can just a simple smile, a hello.
Right.
It's really very, very special. Our other schools, I'd just like to share a little bit. We've invited all of the schools to join us, and we're thrilled that you both have come. The Wells Village School and also Long Trail, who's always there for us. And MEMS and the other schools have really wanted to participate, but it was difficult. Wednesday at 10 o'clock for students and teachers, almost impossible. So I just have a couple of things that I'd like to share with all of you out there and with all of you here that the different schools are doing. MEMS has a creative can drive. They're collecting cans for local food cupboards, and classes will be making a sculpture. They're going to have a sculpture competition. There's also a staff pie drive, where the staff are donating pies that are delivered to MEMS families in the community the day before Thanksgiving. And they're also going to have the heifer sale in December, which is, sponsoring the heifers for different people around the world. BBA has their annual holiday baskets, and they're collecting, and they're participating with the Dorset Community Sharing Project, which I'll share a little bit more about later. And they also have a backpack program, and this goes on throughout the year, but they send backpacks home with 25 of their students every weekend, and it has food and different things that the families need throughout the week. So this is really an ongoing thing that they're doing, not just at the holidays. The Meadowy School is supporting families in their community they have a clothing drive, and they send home share baskets filled by the students and their families. They have a giving tree, and they have asked families of parents to let them know what are some of the needs of their children, of their students within their own community, so that they can purchase and share these things with those particular families. Also, some of the students are receiving books from the Angel Book program at Northshire Bookstore. Heartworks is another organization. Lisa Kelly is just amazing with this group of women. They were unable to join us as well, but they are just a group of women who get together once a month and they fill a need, whatever that need might be. So people contact them and say they need something specific or something special, and Heartworks comes up with it. Recently there was a young boy with a brain tumor, and he and his mother had to go to Boston for treatment, and Heartworks was able to help them with transportation and housing, which is just amazing. So if you hear about Heartworks and you see Lisa around, there's always things that they're doing that are absolutely wonderful. And also the Eagles. They were going to join us today, but they were unable to. But the Eagles are always doing wonderful things in the community. And they're doing their holiday, what they're doing for the holiday is they are sponsoring a whole military family and giving them their whole Christmas, which is really a wonderful thing. So there are all sorts of wonderful things that we can do within the community, and we have more guests here who are going to share too, but I want to thank all of you, Linda and also Wendy and Rocky and Andrea, for what you're doing, and we'll be right back. Hi, we're back, and here we are with Jennifer Grigsby. Jennifer, tell us about you and what you're doing.
I'm Jennifer Grigsby, and I work at the Southern Vermont Art Center, and I run all the children's programs there, among other things.
Among other things.
Yes. But what I'm here to talk about today is Holidays on the Hill, which is an event that I'm throwing at the Art Center. The Art Center is throwing on Sunday, December 8th, and it's from 1 to 3 o'clock. And it is a free event, and it's really for children and their families to come up the hill. And there's going to be all kinds of art projects and holiday projects and treats and snacks and hot cocoa. And
it sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll have to come.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe you can bring Lily.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's kids any age, really. Probably is up to age 12, or anyone is welcome to come. But
that's wonderful.
Now,
where in the Art Center is it going to be?
That's a good question. It's going to be in the Yester House, which is our main building with the red door. So when you come up the long drive, it's around the circle to the left. And just come on in. We'll have our big Christmas tree, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're hoping to be able to bring people up to the Art Center who might not normally come, and try to expose people in the community to the Art Center and the museum. And we'll have an exhibit, which is...
And the Art Center decorates so beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about having the spirit of Christmas. It's all
right.
there.
It's going to be beautiful. We're going to work on that over the next couple of weeks to have it ready.
Oh, that's so great. That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, do you need volunteers for this? Or
I do.
You all set?
I do. Where do I look for that? I would love to have some more help in terms of baking, because I would love to have a big spread of cupcakes and treats. And so I am looking for people to help with that, as well as some volunteers who could help run the tables. I have 1 or 2 people, but I would love to have more hands to help supervise the kids as they make their activities and that kind of thing. So anybody that's interested, just call the Art Center, ask for Jennifer, and I can definitely, even if it's an hour, to just come up and help would be really appreciated.
It sounds wonderful. And and it's so much fun to see the kids and have them be able to make things. I know some of my most precious, actually, I have a little Christmas tree that I put up every year, and it's all of the handmade things that the children made. And that's all it is. It's just all the handmade ornaments, and they mean so much to me.
Yes.
And I take pictures of it and send it to the kids and say, here are your ornaments. They come and look at them. But those are the ones that are the most precious.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have some ornament making at Holidays on the Hill.
Which is great. That sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
And now we have Valerie Miner. Valerie.
Thank you. Hello, Sally. It's great to be here.
It's so good to have you here. Thank you for coming. And tell us who you are.
Well, I'm Valerie Miner. I'm the resource coordinator. I work with the Department for Children and Families at Family Services, and we cover Bennington County. I work with kids who've been abused and neglected, and for whatever reasons, they have to be placed into foster care. So I work really closely with the foster families. In the early 1990s, a group of women from the East Arlington Federated Church met with a group of foster families, foster parents, and said, what can we do to help over the holidays? And they were very clear to state that the holidays are very difficult for our kids.
Absolutely.
And what our kids would love to do is to give gifts to their own families and to their foster families. And the women just looked around and said, everybody has a gift in their closet that was given to them that may not quite meet, their needs. And it just took off. And every year now we have what we call Santa Shop. And it has just what do I want to say? Just exploded. And you are one that has helped get donations.
This is just one of the most special things through the holiday season, I think, to gather these gifts. And we do gather them at St. Paul's Church. There are baskets there if anyone wants to come and drop things off, and I'll bring them down for the shop. But this has been such a gift for me because it's so amazing to see.
And I invite you to come and watch the kids shop. I think you have in the past.
I have.
And the kids come so thoughtful with their list and just do a fabulous job. And I remember every year, at least 3 or 4 of the kids will stop and say, Valerie, who put this together? And I'm like, these gifts are coming from the community, people who are thinking of you.
And also you have the wrapping table there.
We do.
Which is so cool because the kids can wrap their own gifts and it's just a very, very amazing. Now tell us the dates on this.
It will be the first week in December. We transform our conference room into Santa Shop. And foster families and community members help volunteer to get it set up. And we just keep it open while our office is open, and that gives kids a lot of time to come after school, or if they're, for whatever reasons, are at our office, they have time to go shopping for their family. It's just beautiful.
It's so special. The baskets will be at St. Paul's the weekend before Thanksgiving and the weekend of Thanksgiving. So if you want to just go in and drop them off, I pick them up periodically and then bring them all down. I think I shared with you last year I was bringing the gifts down, and people are so generous, so many wonderful things. And the car was loaded. And I called up and I said, can someone come down and help me? And they said, well, we're all kind of busy right now. We're kind of occupied. So I went out in the parking lot, and there were 3 older kids out there, and they're smoking, And so I went over to them and I said, hey guys, can you help me? And they looked at me like, who is this one? And I said, listen, I have all these gifts for foster kids, and I've got to get them up to the 3rd floor. And I said, could you please help me? Well, they put out their cigarettes and they came over. One of them said that they had been a foster child, and one of them said their cousin was a foster child. And we had to go through security, so here we are going up and down through security, bringing in these things. But it is such an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely.
For so many of us to just participate and give, and the children, it means so much to them.
Absolutely. And I want to take this time to thank everybody who has donated in the past, because it really makes a difference for our kids and their families.
And it, as we were sharing before, it gives them an opportunity to give.
Absolutely.
It isn't just about receiving, it's about them sharing and empowering them.
They even think of their social worker. And it's amazing what gifts they pick out for their social worker, too. So
I'm sure you have a lot of stories.
It's so wonderful. There are a lot of wonderful stories.
Well, you're such a gift to all of these children. I've watched you over the years, and you're absolutely amazing. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you,
and now we have saved Mr. Neil Post of the Lions Club, who is going to talk to us about
The Elf Express.
Yay!
Hi, Sally.
Hi, Neil.
Thanks
how
for
are
having
you?
us.
Thank you for coming.
Again, Neil Post, Manchester Lions Club. The Elf Express, of course, is only one of the events that we run throughout the year, but it's kind of taken on a life of its own. Last year was the first year we did it, and this year looks like it's going to be even bigger and better.
So talk about it. Tell us about this and the history of the
well, the history of it, we started last year. It started out as one of our fundraisers for the Manchester Lions and turned into a town event, even where we had a Find the Elf contest through town in which we awarded $600 in cash prizes to the winners.
Oh, you're kidding.
So we're trying to get everybody involved in this event, you know, store owners as well as, you know, the town itself. Even the chamber is on board with us this year, and we're part of Merriment.
Nice.
So it's really taken on a life of its own. You know, the tickets are selling really fast now. We already have one ride sold out, and two more are not too far behind. So if anybody wants to buy tickets, I would suggest get them really fast.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that the Lions did give tickets to some people last year who, as a...
Yes, to some organizations that sent letters to us in writing with their requests. You know, we did accommodate some of them. Plus, we're also looking for you know, a couple of organizations to help out where maybe we can do some tickets in return.
Yeah.
So that would be good too.
So now tell us about the event.
Well, the event is we actually bring in the vintage trains from, I guess they're from Bellows Falls, Green Mountain Railroad. We run 10 rides over the 2 days. They're hour-long train rides. They go from Manchester down to Arlington and back. And during the train ride, there's lots of surprises. We have the performing and dance, the dance and theater group from Burr and Burton Academy. They supply us with singing and dancing elves under the direction of Jim Raposa, and they actually do.
They go through the train? Is that what they do?
Well, there's one set of elves in each train, so they actually, so we have a lot of elves on the train singing and dancing, and it's not easy dancing on a moving train.
I can
so
imagine.
I give the kids a lot of credit, and Jim Raposa is great, and they're writing their own song and dance routines this year, so I'm excited to see that. And of course, there's a surprise visit from, well, we won't say who, but you know, him and his wife, and there's going to be surprise treats for everybody on the train, which I'm not going to give away yet either.
No, we don't want to know that. Surprises
but the train is
good.
one of our major sponsors is a group out of Ohio called Christopher Popikins, and they're if you're familiar with the Christmas elf, they're the original Christmas elf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was created by a grandmother in the 1960s and started marketing it in the 80s. So we're going to have a life-size Christopher there. He's actually coming to visit.
Oh, great.
So there'll be a lot of picture opportunities, and there's going to be so much going on there. You know, there's a lot of groups participating. You know, the Leos, of course, East Dorset Fire.
Tell us a little bit about the Leos.
Well, Leos is a group that has grown dramatically in the last few years, thanks to Pam Nichols, who was president of the club for the last 2 years. And they do a lot in town, fundraising on their own. And they're just a great group of kids.
Fabulous.
Great group of kids.
They were, as the students from Long Trail, the Leos from Burr and Burton participated in our I Matter, You Matter event, and they were fabulous. They're absolutely wonderful, the things they do as well.
They are. And this year we have the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts involved, so that should be cute and helpful, of course. And there's a lot of other local groups. Vermont Reading Partners are helping out with some pre-event stuff. So again, there's room for everybody. It's a very big event with a lot of tasks. So
now, are you looking for more volunteers?
We could probably use another group or two. So if anybody's interested, they can contact us, and you know, we'll see what's available to do. Also, you know, as far as the town goes, we have some great sponsors. You know, Manchester Designer Outlets is a great sponsor. Spiral Press Cafe, great sponsor, and RK Miles. You know, without these people and others, there's too many to mention, we couldn't do it.
And everything that you receive from this goes back to the Lions, which goes back to the community.
Well, the Lions are a 60-year-old organization in our community, and you know, the motto of the Lions is "We serve."
Right.
And one of the things one of the things I love about the Lions is that all this money that's raised through all these events stays in the community.
Yeah.
So we're helping, you know, a lot of people here today. We help. So it's just a great organization, and we're also on a membership drive this month. So if anybody's interested in becoming a Lion, we do a lot of great things around.
Which is great, and I know the Lions were very, very generous in donating, making a donation towards Caring Coins for the troops, which, you know,
yes, we did.
for the so many different units, and which it really means a lot.
Yeah, and the major, I mean, we give a lot to food cupboards, you know, both here in Arlington and you know, a lot of people in need out there, and I'm glad we can help so much.
Yeah, which is wonderful, and this event is part of that.
Yes.
Not only are you giving this wonderful event and entertainment to our community, but you're also giving back to the community, whatever you bring.
And people do lose sight of that, and they lose sight that this is a fundraising effort, you know. But it has also brought a big awareness to the town. Last year, I think we brought in about 2,800 people to town. And this year we're expecting...
That's good for our town.
Yeah. I mean, they're in the restaurants.
We like that.
Yeah, they're in the restaurants, they're in the stores, you know, and this year we're expecting over 3,000, so...
Wow. And it all is so good. You know, everybody here, each one of you, are so special in doing so many wonderful things and helping to make our community what it is. Now, I think we have a little more time, so does anyone have anything that they want to share that we haven't quite covered or that you've thought of as we're sitting here talking? Linda does.
I just wanted to say that, first of all, when we're talking about the Manchester Lions Club, a few years ago, 40 years ago, I was the recipient of a scholarship, one of their scholarships, and that was one of the reasons I was able to attend college and reach the position of being a principal. So thank you to the Manchester Lions. They've always been in my heart.
That's wonderful.
And then I happen to live on Kirby Hollow Road, off from Kirby Hollow Road in Dorset. And so Long Trail School has been doing this giving every year to the neighbors. And I can't tell you how much it means to us. And my mother is elderly, and she just enjoys it thoroughly. She enjoys seeing the children as much as she enjoys getting the gifts. But this year, I'm going to be looking for the cookies directly from China. Rocky, I know, is going to have his little zing in there, so it's going to be extra special. But thank you very much, Long Trail.
That's so special. That's really wonderful. Phyllis.
Yes, I would just like to add to the ELF train that last year, being the first, we were able to receive dollars from many individuals in town so that our seniors would be able to, our recipients would be able to attend. And I think we had, I can't remember, I know we had a train full, I believe.
Oh, wow. Isn't that special?
Maybe not quite a train full, but we did have many recipients be able to attend that.
Oh, and I'm sure it meant the world to them. Absolutely.
They loved it.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's so great. Who else would like to share something? Andrea? Andrea. My sister is Andrea, that's why
That's okay.
Andrea.
I just wanted to mention how kindness is a huge sentiment as part of the holiday season. It's really a large part of it, as we all know, with the giving and everything. But if people are still at a loss from all these ideas of what to do and what they can do to help people, really just being kind to one another and smiling at somebody and giving them a hug, it really means a lot. And those are things that at school we're trying to do with the Kindness of Spirit months. It's something we do all year round, and something we're trying to get all of our students involved with, in being nice to each other and helping a student with homework and opening a door for your teacher when they have their hands full. And it's something that's going to spread hopefully to our community, so we'll be out in the community a lot more and helping everybody.
And you know that is so absolutely important and so wonderful, because you know you hear so much today about all these different programs, anti-bullying, you know, all this kind of. All you need is the kindness, you know. And sometimes the kid who's the one who's picking on someone has an awful lot going on, and maybe just a hug, maybe a hello, maybe a smile can turn them around. You know, it just means so much. So thank you so much for sharing that, because that really is what it's all about.
Really,
you know, it really is. Anyone else have anything to? Valerie.
Of course, I'll put a plug in that we need, you know, foster families, and I agree about, you know, the act of kindness. I know folks at this time of year often think of giving, but year-round we need families. We like to keep our kids within their own school district, so the more families we have within that school district, the more we can do the matching for them, and less trauma for them. They have to leave their home, but at least they could stay within their school. So I just wanted to put a plug, because some people don't realize that we need families right here in our community.
And I think you mentioned to me that the need has increased.
It has. It has. We are placing more children with their families, which has been wonderful. But we still need families for medically fragile babies, sibling groups, and adolescents. And as we can see, adolescents are wonderful people. They're wonderful people.
Oh, they absolutely are.
Thank you, Sally.
Absolutely are. It's wonderful. Well, Phyllis, one more thing. Yes. Yeah. And you're so good at it.
I would just like to add that we're always looking for volunteers. And as neighbor to neighbor, we would like very much for those out there to actually find a neighbor who is home and isolated and doesn't have friends around, and you know that they're alone. Even when they're with families, living with families, that family is usually working. So the individuals in the house are truly alone. And so if you have a neighbor that you seek out, go and visit with them and tell them of our services, and we would be delighted. We have no fees. All our services are free. And it would really be wonderful to have a neighbor meet a neighbor.
Yeah, thank you, Phyllis, for sharing that.
And
That's really...
And I also might add, as everybody is very joyful here, this has been quite an experience for me because I'm not that aware of all the things that have been going on in our own community, which is terrible. Yeah. And this was really wonderful. I hope it's aired and shared all around.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's really been wonderful.
It has been a lot of fun. Anyone else? Anything? Rocky?
It's so good to hear everything that we do for communities in those special days and special holidays. It reminds me of that Long Trail School. As a students, we're trying to raise the awareness that we not only need to do those community service in those special days like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I think it's still important that to think about those communities in everyday life and do some small things like grabbing some garbage in the hallway and like doing some compost, to big events like Race for the Cure, like the whole ambassadors are doing that. So I just want to say that communities is really important. Like every day we need to think about it, and that is what Long Trail really focus on. Like our core values, that part of it. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Well, I'd like to share each and everyone. Anybody else? No. I'd like to thank each and every one of you. This has been just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me, and I hope for all of you out there. I hope that you enjoyed this as much as we did. And there is so much out there, and there is so much that we can do, and so much that's being done. And don't hesitate. You know, if you have a thought or you want to do something or whatever, just do it. You know, just do it. And, you know, as the young students here, Andrea and Rocky shared, do it every day. That smile, that hello, that hug, it changes the world. And that's what it's all about. Bye-bye.